by PE Live and sponsored by Ewas Roti Manet and Black Park. My name is Nanaya Ochiribia. Coming up in the headlines, the Central Regional Offices of ECG and SNIT shut down over non-payment of property rates. Ghana's construction sector expanded by 14.2% in the first quarter of 2021. And in international news, private house builders in the UK are looking to do deals with housing associations to sell properties. The news in details. The Central Regional Offices of ECG and SNIT shut down over non-payment of property rates. The Cape Coast Metropolitan Assembly, CCMA, has shut down the Central Regional Offices of the Electricity Company of Ghana, ECG, and the Social Security and National Insurance Trust, SNIT, over non-payment of property rates and business operating permits. The ECG and SNIT had not complied with payments since 2021 and 2022 respectively to the tune of 140,000 Ghana cedis, the Assembly said. For ECG, the task force first locked up the prepaid vending outlet, Fort check-in area, warehouse and the main administrative block, which was being occupied by various managers. At the SNIT office, the CCMA task force drove all occupants out and locked the facility, which hosts institutions like the New Times Corporation, the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice, and Star Life Insurance. The exercise affected scores of clients of those institutions who had gone there to transact businesses or access their service. Property rate is the amount charged by the Metropolitan, Municipal and District Assembly on immovable property each year, calculated on the value of the property. Briefing the media after the exercise, Mr. Jonathan Yeboah, the Metro Finance Officer who led the team, said the move was necessitated after all efforts to encourage the two institutions to pay proved futile. He explained that several communications with them to remind them of the need to pay had been unsuccessful. Mr. Yeboah expressed the Assembly's determination to employ all legal means to claim their arrears and rake in the needed revenue to implement development projects. He advised other institutions owing the Assembly to quickly engage the authorities to institute payment plans that will inure to good faith. He noted that the Assembly had ceded its property rate collection beginning in January 2023 to the Ghana Revenue Authority. Moving on in the news, Ghana's construction sector expanded by 14.2% in the first quarter of 2021. Research by the Oxford Business Group indicates that Ghana's construction sector was ranked the 7th largest in sub-Saharan Africa by Fitch Solutions in August 2021. The research firm noted that the sector expanded by 14.2% in the first quarter of that year, when over $42 billion worth of active projects were on docket and at least one-third had broken ground. According to 2022 budget statement released in November 2021, the construction sector expanded by 8.2% year-on-year in the first 6 months of 2021. In 2020, construction activities contributed 6.3% to GDP, generally in line with 6.2% of 2019. However, this represented growth of 2.9% and marked a strong recovery from the 4.4% contraction experienced in 2019, which was caused in large part by declining global oil prices. Indeed, while the sector grew at a rate of 9.5% in 2015, the figure declined to 1.1% in 2018. Growth figures can nevertheless be misleading, given that Ghana's economy as a whole is expanding rapidly. Based on current market prices, construction revenue increased from just over 15 billion Ghana cedis, which stands at $2.55 billion, and in 2015 to 22.75 billion Ghana cedis, which stands at $2.75 billion in 2020. That said, the Ghanaian government aims to revitalize the construction sector, which employs around 420,000 workers spread across 2,500 active firms and contractors. Now let's go to Kenya, where the real estate market has grown exponentially over the past 2 decades. Experts say for the past 2 decades, the Kenyan real estate market has grown exponentially, as evidenced by its contribution to the country's GDP, which grew from 10.5% in 2000 to 12.6% in 2012 and 13.8% in 2016. They attributed the growth to infrastructure development such as improved roads, utility connections, and upgrades of key airports, stable GDP growth, which has averaged 5.4% over the last 5 years against a sub-Saharan average of 4.1%. According to them, the office sector has grown rapidly in tandem with improving economy as firms expanded their operations and multinational firms continually set up their bases in the country, which is considered a key gateway to East African markets and a leading economic hub in sub-Saharan Africa. As the sector expands, new trends emerge as a result of changing consumer preference and international firms creating demand for world-class products. Furthermore, due to the increasing number of SMEs and as the dynamics of office space design and demand continue to unfold, more developers are offering semi-fitted offices with amenities such as partitions and kitchen cabinets. In a bid to reduce operating costs and provide a safe and healthy environment for workers, developers are increasingly employing green building technology, as it has been proved to increase employee productivity. They further indicated that with a rapidly growing population and more so an increasing middle class, the residential sector has recorded the highest demand, with the nationwide housing deficit standing at 200,000 units annually and an accumulated deficit over 2 million units. However, the largest demand has been for affordable housing to cater to the 61% of urban dwellers who live in slums, and for the shortage in student housing accounts for 40% of the deficit. They said more developers are increasingly applying low-cost housing construction methods such as alternative building technologies, which are known to reduce construction costs by as much as 50%. Please stay with us as we go for a short break. We'll be right back. Back from the break. Now in UK, private home builders are looking to do deals with housing associations to sell properties previously developed for market sale as shared ownership amid a mounting market downturn, the boss of Halo Housing has said. The for-profit provider's chief executive, Andrew Jackson, made that prediction as he spoke to Inside Housing about navigating the economic downturn and his outlook for the sector over the next 12 months and beyond. He said the slowdown is happening amid the cost of living crisis, and since the increase in mortgage rates, conversations with house builders have all increased. Shared ownership is the only tenure under which for-profit buildings exist. The landlord told Inside Housing last month that it currently owns 6,949 homes and has just over 3,000 properties with shared ownership in its development pipeline. It claims to be the UK's largest private investor in shared house ownership. Deals would involve a private developer selling planned units in bulk to a registered provider for profit or traditional, who would then advertise them for shared ownership. That's all for news this evening. Thank you for staying with us, and a very big thank you to Ewos Realty, Manette, and Black Park for sponsoring. For more news, kindly visit our website www.propertyexpress.org. You can also reach us on social media We're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn at Property Express. You can also subscribe to our channel and share our videos. Remember to hit the notification bell so that you get notification every time we upload videos. This has been PE Live. My name is Nanaya Otrebia. Have a good evening.